Good evening and welcome to National Broadcasting News India, tonight's news update. Here are the top stories. Israeli strike kills Al Jazeera journalists. At least 5 Al Jazeera journalists, including Anas Al Sharif, were killed in an Israeli strike near Gaza's Al Shifa hospital. Israel alleged one was a Hamas operative, a claim rejected by Al Jazeera. Critical investigation reveals 8 side shootings in Gaza. A report uncovers that nearly 1,400 Palestinians have died trying to access food aid from the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, with evidence suggesting IDF gunfire at aid distribution points. Australia to recognize Palestinian state. Australia announced it will formally recognize a Palestinian state at the UN in September, joining France, Canada, and the UK. The move stipulates a demilitarized Palestinian state, including Hamas. China detains prominent diplomat Liu Jianzhou. Liu Jianzhou, head of the Communist Party's International Development, is detained for questioning raising concerns over internal political purges. Netanyahu vows final military push in Gaza City. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu doubled down on plans for a final offensive to dismantle Hamas strongholds in Gaza City despite growing domestic protests. Oil prices fall amid US-Russia peace talks hope. Oil prices dropped. Brent crude fell nearly 0.93% to $65.97 per barrel, and WTI dropped 1.08% to $63.17 per barrel as investors awaited US-Russia peace talks scheduled for August 15 in Alaska. Momentum toward Ukraine peace, European unity ahead of Trump-Putin summit. European leaders publicly rallied behind Ukraine, emphasizing peace can't be secured without Kyiv ahead of the Trump-Putin meeting. Global markets eye Asia. Shares rise ahead of US tariffs and data. Asian stocks edged higher as traders eyed upcoming US inflation data and potential tariff announcements, reflecting cautious optimism. Inline hockey highlights at World Games 2025. China's Liu Chavi celebrated scoring in the men's 7th peace game against Argentina in the inline hockey event at the World Games. Japan floods and mudslides reported. Heavy rains in southern Japan triggered floods and mudslides, with authorities issuing a highest level warning in Kumamoto and several people reported missing. US-China tariff truce faces expiry. A critical deadline arrived for the US-China tariff truce established in April. Its expiration could reignite trade friction. Meanwhile, President Trump is planning a highly contentious meeting with Russian President Putin in Alaska to discuss territorial issues involving Ukraine and Crimea. Trump pushes peace plan without Ukrainian consent. In an attempt to negotiate a peace deal for Ukraine, President Trump will meet Putin. His proposed land swaps plan has drawn sharp criticism from Ukraine and European allies, particularly since Ukraine itself isn't being included in the talks. Air Canada flight attendants stage picketing. Flight attendants at Air Canada began picketing at airports, signaling labor unrest and disagreements over workspace conditions or negotiations, as per reports. By-election held in Quebec's Athabasca riding. On August 11, a provincial by-election took place in Athabasca, Quebec, part of several upcoming elections in Canada's 2025 electoral calendar. Dirty soda trend spreads to Canada. What started as a US soft drink trend known as dirty soda flavored with cream and syrups has now gained popularity in Canada, reflecting cross-border cultural influences. Record UCAS admissions in the UK. The Universities and Colleges Admission Service projects a record number of 18-year-olds will gain admissions to their preferred universities, even with grades below expectations, as institutions vie to attract domestic students amid uncertainties over international enrollment. UK heat wave, high temperatures alert issued. A yellow heat health alert was issued across much of England running from August 11 until August 13 due to the arrival of the summer's fourth heat wave with temperatures forecast to exceed 30 degrees Celsius. UK ambassador presents credentials to ASEAN. The United Kingdom's ambassador to ASEAN formally presented their letter of credence to the ASEAN Secretary General, marking a key diplomatic step in relations with Southeast Asia. UAE President congratulates Azerbaijan. President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed called President Ilham Aliyev to commend the historic peace agreement between Azerbaijan and Armenia, reaffirming the UAE's diplomatic support and interest in enhancing economic and investment ties. Urgent travel advisories issued for UAE. Canada, the UK, and Australia issued urgent travel warnings for their citizens due to escalating regional tensions and security concerns in the UAE, urging extreme caution. Dubai Podfest 2025 announced. Dubai's popular podcasting event returns for its 5th edition on September 30, coinciding with International Podcast Day. Organized by Dubai Press Club, the festival strengthens the city's status as a hub for Arab digital audio innovation. Emirates to ban power bank use on board flights. Starting October 1st, Emirates will ban the use and charging of power banks during flights. Passengers may carry one power bank, but it must remain switched off and stored in the seat pocket or under the seat for safety reasons. Dubai invites AI experts for government innovation. The Dubai Center for Artificial Intelligence launched the second cycle of its Future of AI in Government Services Accelerator, calling on global AI experts to help transform public service delivery. The initiative includes programs like Dubai AI Seal and Dubai AI Academy. UAE and Saudi business investments in AI examined. Major enterprises in the UAE and Saudi Arabia are investing heavily in AI, though many struggle to translate investments into actual deployment, highlighting the gap between ambition and execution. Ascot expands resort portfolio in Middle East. Ascot added 11 new properties across Asia and the Middle East, including locations on Marjan Island and Ras Al Khaimah in the UAE, bringing its global resort portfolio to approximately 50 destinations. Students' university confirmation deadline in UAE. Students in the UAE had to confirm their university admission and scholarship offers by August 11. This day marked the final deadline under the new streamlined academic calendar for 2025-26. IMEC talks involving UAE take place. India hosted officials from the UAE, Saudi Arabia, EU, and more to discuss the India-Middle East-Europe economic corridor, highlighting UAE's role in expanding regional connectivity projects. Indian market starts cautiously amid US tariff pressures. Indian equity benchmarks opened the week almost flat. Nifty 50 and Sensex rose by just 0.03%, continuing their sixth straight week of losses. Investor sentiment remains fragile due to uncertainty surrounding US tariffs on Indian exports. JSW Cement IPO fully subscribed by day 3. JSW Cement's Rs 36 billion IPO was fully subscribed by its third day of bidding. Investors were drawn by growth prospects bolstered by government focus on infrastructure and housing. Share listings are slated for August 14. Kerala mulls impact of US tariff hike on local economy. The Kerala government is convening a meeting to assess the economic fallout of the US's 50% tariff on Indian imports. Officials are urging the central government to take a strong stance to protect the state's export-driven sectors. Union Minister Suresh Gopi reported missing in Kerala. The Kerala Student Union filed a complaint with the Thrissur East Police Station reporting that Union Minister Suresh Gopi has been untraceable since the arrest of nuns in Chhattisgarh. The incident has raised political concern and demands a full investigation. Kerala's startup scene booms with 20% yearly growth. Kerala's startup ecosystem is thriving, growing at a 20% annual rate and now supporting over 3,500 ventures. This expansion highlights the state's growing reputation as an innovation and entrepreneurship hub. Siraj lauded for mental resilience at the Oval. Pacer Mohammad Siraj received high praise from teammate Akash Deep, who commented Siraj's exceptional mental strength during India's gripping performance at the Oval in the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. Deep emphasized how Siraj's composure under pressure underlined his value to the team. Hardik Pandya's fitness assessment for Asia Cup begins. Ahead of the 2025 Asia Cup, Hardik Pandya commenced a routine fitness evaluation at the National Cricket Academy in Bengaluru, spanning August 11 to 12. Meanwhile, Suryakumar Yadav is expected to need another week to complete his rehabilitation before he can be considered fully match fit. Bengaluru races dominate JK Tyre Championship in Coimbatore. At the 28th JK Tyre Racing Championship held in Coimbatore, riders from Bengaluru stole the spotlight. Anish Shetty clinched a remarkable hat-trick in the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup, while 15-year-old Bhuvan Bhonu topped the Novice Cup in cars. In the amateur group, Brian Nicholas from Pondicherry achieved a clean sweep of 3 consecutive wins. That's all for tonight. Thank you for watching. We will be back with more news tomorrow. Good night.